So the Xbox One was unveiled last week, a lot of controversy because of it, so I suppose we should talk about that shit. First and foremost, because I want to talk about that shit, and to lay the groundwork here, it's no secret to my subscribers, I am a PlayStation gamer. I have a PS3, I have a PC, I don't have an Xbox 360. I used to have an Xbox 360, then it was like, hey, guess what, red ring, then I didn't have one anymore. But I'm gonna be fair here, because I don't want to see Microsoft fail in their new console. I like to think that even though this Xbox One has problems, and obviously the people who made it have a skewed perspective as to what is good for the gamer, it's not too late to turn back, so I'm gonna address what's wrong with the picture. Also because I like a competitive market. If Xbox fails, Sony will own the market. I mean, yeah, there'll be Nintendo with their Wii U also, but I never really saw the Wii U as a next-gen console. If you look at it technologically speaking, it's like a current-gen console, but it just came out in time for next-gen systems. It's like the Wii, it's its own thing. If you really want to look at the competition, it is Xbox and PlayStation. And if Xbox goes away and we don't have that competitive gaming market, then Sony's gonna own the market, and if Sony owns the market, human nature says they're gonna get lazy, they're not gonna try new things, go to the next step, you know, push their tech to the next level. They'll be like, we own it all. People play our stuff because they have nowhere else to go. Whatever, let's get lazy. I don't want to see that happen either. I like a competitive gaming market. So with that, if the people of Microsoft are watching, here is what we the people don't like about the Xbox One. The main thing that made people back up with the Xbox One and be like, whoa, I don't think I like that. It's the whole thing where you buy the disc and then you put the disc in the system and it uploads it onto your hard drive, and now that game from that disc is playable only on your system, which means you can't loan the game to your friend, which is a big part of gaming, which is funny because that's not solving anything. People have loaned their games to their friends for years, ever since the invention of Pong. From before the time of the NES to now, people loan their games to their friends. It's like, oh yeah, I have this game. You want to borrow it? Oh yeah, here you go. Here's Mylan's Secret Castle. Don't move away so I don't see you anymore and I lose my Mylan's Secret Castle. Oh, you did. That actually happened. That was bullshit, although that game was bullshit, but it was still bullshit. Point is, I don't know how this is going to solve anything. You're just taking away from an aspect of gaming. If this is the way it's going, at least implement some sort of digital e-reader Nook loaning system or something. If you don't know what that is, the Nook and other digital e-readers, I believe the Amazon Kindle does this also. Or if you have your digital e-reader and someone else has the same digital e-reader, you can electronically loan them your book for like 2 weeks. You don't have it anymore, they do, and then they finish it, and then it's back on your Nook and off of theirs. Do something like that so you can loan your games back and forth between your friends. Digitally, of course, but still. Or at least if you're going to a friend's house, you can play the game that you want to play with him without hauling your entire system to his place. The whole reason they're doing this whole locking one game into one system thing, is to eliminate used game sales in retail stores. Yeah, the time was used game sales didn't exist at all. From the game entering the retail store to the time that the retail store stopped selling the game, life was good for game creators. Then retail stores started taking in trade-ins, and then they started reselling the games as used games. Thing is, those retail stores keep 100% of the profit of those game sales. So now game companies make the brunt of their profits when the game comes out, then people start trading it in, then retail stores start selling the used copies, people buy the used copies, and then the game makers don't make that much profit off of it anymore. Thus, the gaming market is trying to eliminate that, and now gamers are kind of getting screwed. I understand the escalation aspect where the retail stores were like, hey, we found a system that works for us, it makes us money. Then the game makers are like, well, this is going to eliminate that, so we make more money. Game creators want the most revenue possible for their game, but in trying to get your piece of the pie, you can't screw over the consumer. It will just lead to more problems. However, Microsoft addressed this, and they said that retailers will have a device of some sort. When someone trades in the game to a retailer, that retailer puts the disc in this device. That device reads the disc, and through the internet, it'll wipe out the content from the gaming console that disc was burned to, and so all's right with the world. It's like it never happened. However, new cogs in a system means new cost. New cost means higher prices, which means the whole point of used games really is not there at all. This whole system looks like it's Microsoft giving the illusion that they're trying to work with people, but in the end, it's going to lead to the elimination of used game sales anyway. So it's really the same effect as them being like, deal with it. What do I mean by that? I mean this. Let's say a new game is 60 bucks. The used game will probably be 50 to 55. However, there is going to be a fee that someone has to pay to play this used game that's been wiped from someone else's console and now is replayable again. I know Microsoft's been like, oh, it's the retailer that's going to pay for it, not the people. However, it's no better, because if the retailer has to pay money for it, that means they're going to jack up the price of the used game, or they're going to give you less money for trading in the game anyway. Point is, people are still getting screwed. And now we hear rumors that this fee that retailers have to pay for taking in a used game might be upwards of 50 bucks. That might be a little inflated, because that's just absurd. That will clearly eliminate used games. Point is, retailers are going to have to jack up the price of used games, so people are going to buy new games anyway, which means retailers are going to stop carrying used games, which means the used game market is going to go away anyway. However I look at it, it just seems to lead to the same road. And what about people who want to sell their games at a garage sale or something? They're not going to have that little piece of tech that wipes it out from someone else's Xbox. So little Timmy can't sell his games that he doesn't want anymore at a garage sale, so he can make more doing that than trading it into a company that's going to give him 1/10 of what he could make at his garage sale. And I'm sure a lot of you just thought, thought, well, that's the same system that PC games do right now. PC games, you look at them, you get them, you have a code, it locks to your own account on Steam or whatever. It's true, it is the same thing. And that is why I'm pretty sure that used games are going to go away for the Xbox One. Used game sales for modern PC games? Yeah, no. In my experience, and this is a general statement, but this is just my experience, Xbox gamers are not PC gamers. If you try to change out a console gaming experience and replace it with a PC gaming experience overnight, your fans are gonna get a little cantankerous. People are very sensitive. We need to be climatized into something. We're like goldfish. I don't know if you know this about goldfish. When you're changing the water in a goldfish bowl, you need to put the goldfish in a baggie with the water he's used to, then change out the water in the goldfish bowl, then put the baggie containing the old water and the goldfish into the goldfish bowl, and then leave him there until he gets climatized to it and he's used to the temperature. Then you can release the goldfish into the water. Just throw the goldfish into the bowl with fresh new water. He's just gonna go into shock and die. You metaphorically do the same thing to a gaming system that people are used to. Same thing will happen, except by going to shock and die, I mean, go somewhere else. Somewhere they might be able to hold on to the gaming experience that they've grown on for the past decade. I guess if I can sum up the Xbox One's gripes, it's control. Everything seems very Big Brother is watching you. We're controlling the way you're gaming. The freedom of gaming is being taken away from players and replaced with a structure in which Microsoft's like, nope, you need to game like this because we say so. Oh, it'll come with the Kinect. The Kinect is always going to be on. Does that creep anyone else out? That creeps me out. I don't even know why it creeps me out. I feel like if there's a camera on, something or someone's watching me. That's just an uncomfortable feeling to know. Even if it's not happening, it's just uncomfortable. Ever get that feeling like, I feel like I'm being watched, even if you're not? It's never a positive. No one's ever like, oh, I think I'm being watched. That's awesome. No, so that little Xbox eye that's looking at you, everyone's going to be like, is someone looking at me right now? So eliminate that shit. I think Sony played it smart. Even if they did plan on going the route that Xbox One is going, they didn't let us know that. So now all the fallout that Microsoft's getting, you know, Sony people are screaming in phones to their R&D department. They're like, you have 4 months to find out how to not do it the way we were going to do it. Again, it's not too late. Microsoft can come out and be like, okay, we screwed up. We're making it right. We've listened to you guys. I think it's a mark of integrity if a game company's like, hey, we're listening to the fans and you didn't like what we had. Cool. We're fixing it. It's gonna cost them quite a few bucks in R&D setbacks, yes. But is that really worse than like 2% of the people out there being interested in your product, which is pretty much the situation now? I don't have the graphs. It could be more than 2%, but I'm just saying I haven't heard one single person that I personally know go, yeah, I'm down with Xbox One. Those are all great ideas. We all have things to say about it because none of us like it, all for very similar reasons. If this perception is clearly wrong, then I think Microsoft should throw another press conference like today and clarify the situation. Because this perception is what I see. This is what my friends see. Everyone I know, we're all like, yeah, we're on the same page. This is what it looks like and this is not good. This is terrible. I could be wrong about assuming that Sony's not going to do something like this though. Just because they've been tight-lipped doesn't mean they're not going to do exactly what Microsoft is doing. Simply because I don't think that Microsoft would jump on doing something so extreme if the competition wasn't doing it also. Couldn't you just see like a confab, a power of the minds of Microsoft and Sony, and they're like, okay, we're both going to do this, right? I mean, no backing down now. We're both on board. We're going to do this. We got to go all the way here. No backing out and screwing the other one over. But you never know. I really hope Sony doesn't do what Microsoft is doing, and I hope Microsoft reneges on this whole concept, because if both powers end up doing it, I think the next gen experience is just going to suck ass. All Sony has to do is come out and go, oh, PS4 is not going to be like that. You will still be able to game the way you're used to gaming. Come on over, folks, and then they'll win. That's what happened. They will win. All right, so the Xbox One and the points made here. What do you think about this? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.